Jeremy Greenberg. I wanted to thank everyone for joining this webinar. The key part of this webinar is really focusing on functionality updates. This has been up and running for over a year. And in that process, we've gotten feedback from customers, and we've tried to turn that around into adding features into the app. One of the features is basically the Hub app. It works on a mobile phone, and you can actually do remote control on it. And similarly, you could test lights and do all those things from your phone wherever you are. So you don't actually have to be in the warehouse to monitor it. Another major feature that was added was support for serial numbers. As you go through the regular process with the sorting app and you scan a product, it'll prompt you for a serial number if that product requires serial numbers. You'll see this is an example where the serial number was scanned, and you can actually see it on the Hub app. Usually what happens is after it's actually shipped out, over here we can actually track it to that shipment, and you'll actually see the serial number on the order. Obviously, it has to be enabled on your main account to require or validate serial numbers altogether. And then when it comes to Skublox, you also configure it to prompt for the serial number. Okay, moving on from serial numbers, there's a number of other user experience improvements. We added an option that within Skublox, you could actually see the location notes related to a product. Okay, as far as another feature people asked for is there's two options when you want to sort with a pick list. So let's say you want to filter what you're sorting to a specific pick list. You could either put in the pick list number, or you could just select from a series of pick lists. So people ask that it should give some basic statistics on the pick list. For example, how many are picked, which ones are unpicked, because in many cases, people only want to see within Skublox the pick lists that are already picked. So we have some people who have a lot of orders that have multiple quantities. So in this example, it's 10 units. So instead of having to scan each unit, if you give permission, we gave you the option that you could select those 10 in one shot. So you basically scan the product once, and then you select to bring that up to 10. And over here, we're just showing in the Hub how that shows the order that 10 were sorted. Another improvement is originally when we were shipping out Skublox starter kits, we were sending out a mini PC. So we started shipping out with all new starter kits, the Microsoft Surface tablet. Okay, as far as new features, management features on the Hub, you can actually see when an order actually ships. In many cases, people generate a shipping label. In other cases, they'll generate a license plate. So you can actually see those events in the Hub because it tracks every step, every interaction with the item. So in this case, you could filter by those events, which is a new filter that we added. Like I mentioned before, when an order is ready to be shipped, you could, in many cases, they're printing out a license plate. You'll see over here what a license plate looks like. It's pretty much a barcode that references the order. We also added some various printing options to just make it more universal, easier for people to print. So Pick the Light requires SKUstack as well. But basically, it enables you to pick through SKUstack and never leave the SKUstack application and interact with the Skublox system. So this is just an example a customer sent us of one of their mobile carts, which is battery operated, which has Skublox running on it. But you can really configure it any which way. It depends on the size of the item. Obviously, for smaller items, you'd configure it differently. So over here's an example from within SKUstack, the warehouse management system. You could load up a pick list. As you're picking an order, so over here, let's say you're scanning the bin where the item is, and you're pulling it off the shelf. Where are you placing that item? It's going to suggest that you place that into a specific slot on the wall, and it'll light up. And then you scan it, and then as far as SKUstack is concerned, you've completed that task. Some of the items that they're sorting are bigger than others. So what we did is we added the ability to set capacities, or basically to designate certain slots for big items, big orders, and other ones for smaller orders. What we did is we created a heat map that you can actually review the methodology of us choosing the slots. We made it easy to order the Skublox. You can actually order them directly on the SkuStack store website, or you could contact sales. In a matter of hours, you can see whether it's something that's going to make a big improvement to your fulfillment workflow. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. And feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. And thank you for your time.